Alright guys, welcome to Four Horsemen Friday Night Magic, the modern edition. I'm Daniel D'Amato.
I'm Wyatt Gehring.
And do we have a spicy matchup, Wyatt?
It's the spiciest brew I've seen in a while here.
Now tell me about one of the decks, because I'm sure other people already know what this one deck is.
Alright, so which one are we going to go with first?
So our first matchup is going to be Tyler versus Nicholas, and what does Tyler usually jam?
Tyler always plays Merfolk, tried and true. He's done well with it.
Do you think Merfolk's a good position right now in Modern?
I think it seems fine. I mean, after, Star City Games Indy, when it put up a really solid finish in the finals there, or it might have been the Grand Prix that same weekend. But it definitely showed potential because everybody's talking about Death Shadow right now, but it goes head-to-head with Death Shadow and is favored there. So
Awesome. Well, Nicholas is playing a little bit of a brew. I don't want to 100% reveal what's in the deck. I wanted to see it happen on camera, but we're going to leave you guys with a name, and that is, he's playing Fresh Meat Combo.
And he told us beforehand he had made it during original Zendikar Standard, and has upgraded it for Modern now.
You know, spoiler warning about Four Horsemen FNM Friday Night Magic. If you tell us you have a spicy brew,
you will be on camera.
You will be on camera because we are just as curious as everyone else. So without further ado, we are going to get you guys down to that match. Go ahead and give them the signal that they can begin. Looks like they've already resolved mulligans. And we are going to be off to the races here soon. So who do you like in this matchup after looking at the list?
I don't remember enough of Nicholas's list to say I prefer him over, I have a preference here. Unfortunately, from whenever Nick handles our deck box, he doesn't have a sideboard, I don't think. So, that's going to hurt in the... There they go. That's going to hurt past game one.
Oh, yes.
Obviously.
So, if you're Tyler Claypole and you see Rootbound Crag tapped, should you be concerned?
He's probably so confused right now.
Nick always brings some brews.
He always brings brews. I like his Shared Fate?
Oh, yes. The Shared Fate brew, where it's just I get to play from your library and you play from mine.
But I have no threats in my library, so I'm going to win this one.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Shared Fate is an enchantment that says both players play with the top card of the library.
You don't play with them revealed. If a player would draw a card, instead, that player exiles the top card of their opponent's library
and plays that instead,
and can play with that card instead. But it's face down, so it's basically like it's in your hand and nobody can see what it is. So
there's an awakening zone for those of you at home that may be EDH players or never seen this card out of Rise of Eldrazi before. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, put a 0/1 Scion onto the battlefield and it has sacrifice, add a waste to your mana pool.
Yeah. So Tyler now really has no idea what's going on because he's probably only seen that card in Commander.
Right. So you think it's a ramp deck, right? Trying to get some benefit, maybe a red-green Eldrazi.
Maybe, but we see Tyler now end of his turn, Violent Curse Catcher, played Lord, probably gonna Violent another Lord to make it 3 unblockable.
Gonna be 3 damage. Yep.
To Nicholas.
Now Nicholas does have bolts in his deck.
Yep. So I definitely think it's going to be really interesting. I just don't know if Nicholas is fast enough to beat this.
Right.
Unless, be real spicy if, in a sideboard, if you had, Anger of the Gods for here, because, that's just a great card for this deck.
I mean, there could be a chance that it's a sideboard. We just didn't see it, but we will wait and hear it. But worst case scenario, guys.
It looks like Nick has a bolt in his hand right now.
I think he does have a bolt, yes. But worst case scenario, guys, if this match ends up being a massacre, sometimes brews aren't the best, we will try to find you guys another match for y'all. Because we want to get as much Modern tonight as we can. But he told us he had a spicy brew, and we are spicy people, so we are going to watch it.
Maybe some of the decks you see tonight will inspire you. Tomorrow is a Grand Prix trial here.
Yes, absolutely.
At noon. Modern.
Only $10 to play, and it's cash to first prize.
Yep, or store credit.
I believe last one we had 22 people also. So definitely a big turnout for the Modern tournaments, and they will be able to...
I think it was more than that. I could have sworn we had more people than that for the last Modern Grand Prix.
It could have been 26.
That was the number.
26, you know what? 26 does sound right. So guys, that's if you're not updated on rounds, that was 5 rounds to cut the top 8. So we're relatively big Modern tournament for our area, and this community
especially for a Grand Prix trial too.
Right. Yeah, for Richmond, which is not necessarily close either.
And then we had Old Scrog Dog, Tim Scroggs. We might get him on camera tonight. He was playing elves for that.
So this is kind of rough. Tyler has managed to find a spreading seas to cut Nick off of red when there was only red cards in hand for Nick. But if he draws his enabler, he is able
Looks like he revealed a Harbinger of the Tides.
Yeah, Harbinger's not a good thing to see because it can't be violed in right now, thankfully. But there's one. Oh, nope, sorry, two.
Two. We have the Lord.
But yeah, Tyler respecting what Nick's deck potentially could do and keeping the Lord back.
Yep. I'm trying to, like, I wish I remember all the stuff that Nick had in this deck. It's so spicy, though.
And
he found a red source.
So we have access to more red cards. So I think the Lord is no longer safe, right?
Probably. I don't know.
One bolt's out of hand, sorry.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Nick had a second one there.
I know he has another red card. I don't know what it is, though.
I think he has two of one red card and another red card after that.
Yep. Nothing would make me happier than like Nick just being like going rogue, main board choke while you're tapped out.
I'd lose it.
I'd cue the air horn for that one.
Four Horsemen greatest moments. So we got 2 mana.
If you're watching on Twitch, you definitely have to take a clip of that one.
Now, I'm not sure what this spell actually does, but I'm pretty positive it's making Scions.
I'm pretty sure it's making Silence and he's going to sack his dude. And...
oh, we're turning sideways. Well, we'll see what's going on here, depending on how much damage Tyler takes. This could be really good or really bad, so we'll see.
I still have no idea what's going on here.
They're counting a lot of damage, so apparently the Scions are turning sideways.
Vial. Oh yeah, the vial for the Harbinger.
Oh, that's right. The Harbinger can't take care of that guy. So it pumps Scions, I believe. Because Tyler took 4 there.
And then Nick sacrificed them to play the guy from hand again. To bring in 2
make
more Scions.
Oh, man.
Is that an enchantment?
It is an enchantment.
It's just an enchantment that gives probably attacking creatures +2/+0. But it doesn't look like Gruul War Chant.
No. You know what? I'll take one for the team, and I'll find out what's getting in play.
All right. Let's see. We have Turtle playing a Seize Claim, taking out the 3rd red source. So it looks like Tyler opted to go with this list today. I know he's always been bouncing around between playing Seize Claim, Mirror Reentry, or like Dismember in his main board. Today he obviously must have chose to go with the Seize Claim, which I think is fine right now because, you know, with Death Shadow being popular, I know we probably have a couple people playing it here tonight. Seize Claim's just a great card.
Well, now I remember what it was, because for one time I played a Shaman tribal deck. That is Shared Animosity out of Morningtide. That says creatures that share a creature type all get +1/+0. Get +1/+0 for each creature that shares a type with it.
Is it all creatures?
When it goes to combat, yes.
So Tyler's creatures are getting bigger too now.
I'm not 100% sure.
It's Shared Animosity?
It is Shared Animosity, so we'll get that looked up here.
I got it right here.
All right.
If so, that seems like a bad card against a tribal deck.
But I do think it is just for you. Oh, no, never mind. It was in fact both players.
No, whenever a creature you control attacks. It must have just been
Tyler
because everything was unblockable.
Oh, yeah, Tyler did have lethal there, potentially just all blockable. All right.
All right, so we got some spice. I mean, everything in Nick's deck is, I do believe, an Eldrazi.
Yes.
Minus... I think the beast tokens he gets off of fresh meat, or what is that enchantment?
All right. So what happens, guys? If we didn't see the comment this turn, but we'll see it next turn. Fresh meat says that you may sacrifice any number of creatures. Sorry, you play a spell. It's a sorcery, and it says put a 3/3 beast onto the battlefield for the amount of creatures that went. Yeah, put a 3/3 green beast creature token on the battlefield for each creature put in your graveyard from the battlefield this turn.
All right. Seems pretty good, especially if you're sacking your Scion tokens.
Yes.
Swap those out, get yourself some beast tokens instead.
Yeah, and that card costs 4 mana. So that's what Nicholas is trying to do. Get up to 4 mana and see if we can't combo Tyler out. I mean, the deck obviously...
All right, Tyler's bringing in Hibernation here, Tidebinder Mage, because he shows me the sideboard every time.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely bringing in Hibernation, I think. I mean, that was what I would assume he would bring in.
Right. It looks like Nick does have a sideboard.
All right. Let's go, Nick.
We are a fan of brews here. Yeah, the shared animosity's definitely coming out.
I
think he's going to bring in more removal and a 3-mana enchantment.
Maybe he'll be bringing in some Anger of the Gods. Potentially. Put Fire Spout, Anger of the Gods, all the mass red board wipes.
Right, and that's what Nick needs. And Nick can
choke.
Yeah. Also, Nick's colors are Destructive Revelry to take care of the blue enchantments.
Or the Vial.
Vial, yeah.
I mean, while I typically destroy the Aether Vial whenever I'm playing, I've noticed a lot of times, like, sometimes I just don't care about. Like, a lot of times I just don't care about, which is funny because I think it was Jerry Thompson had wrote an article for Star City Games not long ago saying that, like, it might not have been Jerry Thompson. It was one of the guys for Star City Games that wrote an article saying about how he thinks Aether Vial is actually one of the most overhyped cards in Modern,
right? And
people tend to respect it a lot more fear it a lot more than they really need to, because like there are times where if you get in a situation, Tyler, like if he's on top deck and he has the Vial out, it's literally doing him no good.
Exactly.
Like, it's great in the early game, but eventually it just gets bad.
I mean, I think Vials
or mediocre, I guess.
Vial's main purpose, in my opinion, is to put your Curse Catcher and your Lords in play.
Yep.
And then there's some
it
games,
gives you some sweet combat tricks with Harbinger of the Tide, like, alright, instant speed, bounce your guy.
There is some games where, putting it on 4 would be nice for Master. But,
I played one game with Tyler and he had 3 Masters in hand with like a 1-land opener. And I was just like, boy, you done goofed.
Sometimes you gotta keep that 1-land in hand. Creature decks, not 100% sure if it's the right call.
Unless you're playing Elves.
Elves is different. But the average Merfolk is, 2 or 3 mana, you would say?
Yeah. I was going to say, your most relevant Merfolk are at 2 mana.
Yeah.
Which are going to be your 8 Lords in your deck. If you're playing Mirror Regery.
Yes.
Your 8 Lords that should be stock in every Merfolk list. Silvergale Adepts at 2. Harbinger of the Tides is at 2. Phantasmal Image.
Yep.
So sorry, let me take that back. Lords, how many Phantasmal Image? 2 to 4? I don't know how many Phantasmal Image Merfolk.
They usually run 2 or 3, I think. Sometimes I always got 2 lands there. Spellskite, I think it was a Spreading Seas and a Lord.
And it looks like
Nick's got
a lot of lands.
6 lands and a spell.
Was that a Tidebinder Mage in Tyler's hand?
I think so.
Alright. Got his Squirtle tokens. He's ready for that Master Waves.
Yeah, he wants Master to come out.
He's not even hiding it. Nicholas is into game 1. What is Tyler? What's he doing? Giving up his game plan.
Yeah, I always typically, whenever I sit down for a match, try to pull my deck out, away from my opponent, because I don't need them thinking that they could keep a hand based off a certain matchup. It's especially in Legacy, it's if I reveal to my Mud player that I'm on Storm, they're going to be like, oh, I have a Chalice. Great. But it's I don't know what I'm playing against, and all I have is a Chalice and 1 land and nothing else.
Or the Maverick player, and they're like, all right, guess we're going down to Gaddock Teague.
Right. No, I want them to keep the Swords to Plowshare Stoneforge Mystic 5-land hand and lose the game.
Tell you what, I've been playing a lot of Death Shadow for the last couple of events. I really like the deck, but there are a lot of times though too with that deck, your opponent is this hand's okay depending what you're playing, and you just look at their opening hand with an Inquisition on turn 1, and you're like, man, this is gonna be real rough for me.
Right. So it looks like for Nick there, I think that is 4 lands, Awakening Zone, Anger, which seems pretty good to me.
Just looking at the top card, he left it.
So something nice about those Scions is that it can make mana to pay for stuff like Spell Pierce and Curse Catcher.
Tyler leading off the land, no turn 1.
There's a Rootbound Crag and a pass the turn back. So there's a Spell Pierce.
What is it? It is
Spreading
a
Seas.
Spreading Seas. On
That's
the
fine. I think
ripcord.
Nick cares more about mountains, though, currently. Looks like it's either a stomping ground or a forest.
Looks like some ground and a rootbound crag are in his hand.
End step. Drain you 1, make a Scion.
I love this deck. I'm sold. I don't care if he goes. I don't care if he, if he goes 0-4 tonight. I'm still sold.
Yep. So there's another Rootbound Crag into an Awakening Zone. Yep. I'm on board. I think this is the game.
I hope he goes like 2 turns later, fresh meat, get a bunch of beast tokens.
Yeah, Tyler needs to be careful here because, I don't think. Yeah, I was gonna say you need to play something to allow you to keep your Spell Pierce up because you don't know
what he's gonna follow up.
exactly.
With.
Oh, here comes the
No
secret.
respect.
No respect.
He's claim. Or,
No respect for the potential deck. So we are rooting for Nick here, and we want to see something major happen. Yep, there's a Scion.
I have Nick just has like a 20 Scion tokens on standby. Is this a
Bolt.
All right.
Nice. Shock that
Shock.
stomping ground.
Tell you what, one thing I'd like to see as far as the commentating goes in the future, like it'd be really nice, and anybody in the chat back home who's watching at home, it would be great, and let us know your input if we could actually eventually at some point get cameras down on the floor so you can see what's in their hand.
Right. Yeah, so what you see here is Nick letting Tyler play out his board to make this Anger of the Gods very
Muy
good.
fantastico.
Yeah. And knowing Tyler, he will play right into it. And there's a Spellskite. Oh, I'm going to do a 1 to that.
On the stack.
Yep,
Kill
Spellskite
this
on the
guy,
stack.
get a token.
Kill that guy and get a token. I want fresh meat off the top.
Hype. All aboard the hype train.
I'm ready. Here it comes. Hey, yeah, let's get it. You know what I like about the Scions, too? They're double-sleeved.
I didn't even know that. It's Blister Pod.
It's Blister Pod. So for those of you who don't know how to BFZ, that card makes a 1/1 Scion when it dies. Allows you to get value for your fresh meat,
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah. The first one. Sorry. The first one's for Eldrazi spawn. This guy makes Scions. They're different tokens.
Oh, there are different tokens.
All have the
But
same
it all
effect.
matters for fresh meat, yes. So now, Tyler's got to be careful here
Tyler's
because
got a handful of spells.
if Nick can start swinging this Blister Pod, if he leaves a Mutavault untapped, to where the Spellskite can block and just get blown out by Bolt. Yeah, we got some table discussion going on here because Tyler did not expect to play against
BFZ cards.
BFZ cards tonight.
Unless you're going rogue playing Gideon Ally Zendikar. Too good in standard. But now we have 5 Scions. Well, sorry, 4 spawns, 1 Scion. Nope, 5 Scions. Oh my god. All these Eldrazi. All this Eldrazi's making me Eldrazi.
Oh God, he did it too. He said it. And another Awakening Zone. Sign me up. Yeah,
Tyler really needs to find a lord like
Tyler, you want to
soon.
Spell Pierce?
You
Spell
can't.
Pierce, Tyler.
You can't. Or is Spell Pierce instant sorcery?
It's an instant.
Well,
and then
no,
it's
dude.
it's not creature spell. But yeah, Nick's got infinite mana. He's like, oh yeah, I'll Spell Pierce. Okay, I'm gonna sack 2 Scion to pay for it. Is that cool?
He's gonna Spell Pierce.
And
I think Nick's just letting that Spell Pierce resolve.
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't want your spell. Yeah, fresh meat come down.
Yeah.
All right, there's a Lord,
I still
But
think
not the Island
it's
Walk
a
Lord.
2.
right?
Yes, it is.
It is an Island Walk Lord.
Yep. All the lords give Island Walk except Mirror Reedry. He's gonna animate Mutavault and go in for 6, 8. Go in for 8.
That's a lot. That's 6 right there and 8. All right, so quickly this game took a turn for the worse. I think Nick still has Anger in hand, maybe, unless we thought that was a different card. Oh, it could have been Bolt that he had.
Could have been.
Anger of the Gods would be really good here, though. Oh no, it doesn't kill the. Oh no, yeah, it kills the Lords.
A Root-born Crag.
Oh boy.
Nick, the dream is coming to an end. All Tyler has to do is animate both Mutavaults, get in there for 8,
Well, we still need Tyler to figure out this line.
True. Let's see. Does Tyler pick up the fact that he can animate both Mutavaults and send everybody home? Send them swinging.
Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure
doesn't look like it.
Oh, yeah, there he goes.
No, he's the one Mutavault to animate the other. He's only going in for 8.
Oh, man.
Nick.
Punish him, Nick.
He's going to play the vial.
Oh, Tyler.
Tyler.
Sorry.
For the boys back home, I made the comment that Tyler doesn't see the obvious line right there.
All right, so Nick's got the burn spell that makes a Scion. I'm going to go downstairs and find a new match for us.
All right.
As long as Tyler turns a card sideways. And looks like he's going to.
Tyler redirects the spell guide, of course, and Nicholas unfortunately loses game 1. Is that like a... Oh my god. Good. Alright. Well, we have Diamato going down on the floor now, so he'll be finding us a new spicy matchup for the remainder of round 1. I mean, that was a brutal... That was some bloody water that Tyler left in his wake. So we'll probably have another match coming in. They could even just be going to game 2. That was a quick round for those two.